Hypnopompic hallucinations inspire foggy revelations. It's Rhyme and Reason 745.
There's a rhyme and reason for your life. There's a rhyme and reason why you're here. Give your time and season to the one.
Well, hey there. Tony here. Yeah, it's been a year. I know it's been a year. And boy, time flies when you're not paying attention, doesn't it? I just checked the timestamp on when the last podcast post was. And there was kind of a podcast post that happened around Christmas of last year. But that doesn't count because it was just a song. So the last episode that I recorded was pretty much a year ago this month. So it has been a long time. The reason being my voice just was just not good. It's been messed up for a long time due to the ongoing battle that I've had with lung issues. But anyway, I think it's really starting to improve a lot. My wife and I moved across the country for a little while to get closer to the ocean and get humidity so that it could possibly help heal my lungs. So there's that kind of long, drawn out, I would say long-winded, but that would sound like a pun. Anyway, thanks for hanging in there. If you've been someone who's been listening to the podcast episodes, the hundreds actually of episodes that I have in reserve, a lot of people have still been listening to it. I get to see those statistics in my podcast feed. Yeah, see, out of practice now. But anyway, I get to see things, and I see that there are a lot of people still listening every day. So thank you for that. Thank you for hanging in there, or if you're new, thank you for being with us again. Well, you wouldn't be with us again if you're new. Thank you for being with us. I appreciate that. I'm going to get back to the hypnopompic thing. You heard at the beginning there. You might be thinking hypnopompic hallucinations. It sounds like he's hallucinating. He's been on drugs. No, there's no drugs involved, and I haven't been on drugs, so I'm not having hallucinations myself. But you might have experienced them yourself if you've never heard of them, because they can occur in that transitional time, let's say, between sleep and fully waking up. They don't have to include scenes of terror. I mean, it's not like everything in life mimics Stephen King books, right? Well, my hypnopompic hallucinations almost always involve music, and I've got a theory about that. Somebody's out there, honey, break out the popcorn and Pepsi. Tony's got a theory. I know, you're going, oh, great. You haven't been around for a year, and you're going to give us a theory. Well, here's what it is. I think you'll like it. Radio waves, those little things that come in through your radio in your car and in your house if you still have a radio that you use. 24 hours a day, those waves are all around us, 7 days a week, and they don't stop just because it's time for bed. So here's what I think. I believe the human brain can detect and possibly even recognize and remember some of those waves, especially the ones that contain words and music, songs. So have you ever awakened? Have you ever woke up? I'm not talking about getting woke, you know what I mean. Have you ever woke up with a song stuck in your head? Well, it's happened to me, and I mean a lot of times. I mean, my theory is that your brain picks a song out of those radio waves while you sleep, and then as you start to wake up, your brain holds on to that song, and since you're still in that transitional time, somewhere, between sleep and fully being awake, it just doesn't even seem real. Now, I guess scientists came up with that hypnopompic hallucinations reference, and it's because they're a bunch of hypnopompic aces. Anyway, all seriousness aside, as I woke up the morning that I was writing this article, I had the transitional experience again with one of those hallucinations, I guess. But I shared a rhyme about it some time ago, way back in the past on TonyFunderburk.com. And here's what it said. It was called Somewhere Between a Dream and Awake. The sleep is still there in my brain as I walk to the house in the dark. Ideas drive my head like a train, subatomic inside of a quark. Crescendo andante surreal, In a beckoning, billowing dream come thoughts both abrupt and genteel, all painted with vanishing cream. I know they're there just for me, and I must have a mental keepsake of the life I see but don't see, somewhere between a dream and a wake. And you know what I'd like to do now is I've got a bunch of new songs that I'll be releasing somewhere in the future once I can get a little bit more fully healed in the voice department. I've been working on them in the background, but they're shorts, and there's a reason for that. They're short songs, most of them. Some of them are regular length. But here's a clip of one, and I'll be right back. Okay, that was a revamp of a song that I've had for a long time called Freewheel, and it's inspired by what happens when you're bike riding, when you get out there and you really get going. It's a term that they use. It's when things are going real smooth, you freewheel. Anyway, that's what that one's about. And I've got several more I'm going to be sharing, so stick around in upcoming episodes, which will be coming your way soon for the Rhyme and Reason podcast happy hour. And I appreciate you being there. Thanks so much. There are other ways that you can support me, but I'm not going to go into those right now because I'm just getting back in the groove, and I want you to have fun with me, okay? Thanks for being there. Until next time, this is Tony reminding you that life does have rhyme and reason because God made you.
There's a rhyme and